This is all just all the information here is only for your general information purpose. So as usual, all right. So the Great Eastern Plan. You know, our government have the East Coast Plan, but today I don't have East Coast Plan. I only have the Great Eastern Plan. Yeah. So you know that East Side have been quite quiet for a while since Live at MB has been recent, but in the whole general real East Side, we have been actually very quiet, right? So what is the East Side consist of? So if you really look into our map, the real Eastern region consists of what I have put it on the screen here. Mainly Bedok, Paya Lebar, Tampines, Pasir Ris, and Changi. So these are the real Eastern region in Singapore. And in this part of the Singapore, right, especially in Bedok, we have really no launches for a long time. Yeah. So you can see this whole region. And if you guys are aware, the East Side is actually, I would call a very mature area that we already have one HDB all up. We also have some condominiums, we have landed, we have everything, and it's really considered as a mature town. It's not a new area that is upcoming. But you know, mature towns people will start to ask me whether it got upside potential or not. Am I buying the most expensive? Will there be any more things or happening that will come up and help me push up my price? So I know you guys have a lot of this kind of question and you start to like be unsure. So today what I'm going to share with you is what is so good about the East Side. Okay, let's start. So first off, transportation. You know, transportation, MRT is something that we guys are, as an agent, we really need to know what is going on. We need to be good friend with LTA, you know. So we know what is the upcoming news because the transportation really helps us in our sales. So if you look at this map here, all right, if you look at this, the East Side is one of the rare few regions in Singapore that have two, not one, but two upcoming new MRT line. Namely the Cross Island Line, which is the Punggol extension, and this will come out in 2031. And the phase one for Cross Island Line will start in 2029. We'll complete around there. And then we of course have the Thomson East Coast Line, which is going to be ready in 2024. This part of it, Of course, Thomson East Coast Line, we all know that have already started running, and we have seen the impact of this Thomson East Coast Line on our property prices, right? So you guys have to understand how our government work. So basically, right, government always come up with a master plan. They tell you, I'm going to build MRT line here. And then you will start to see the master plan start to change, right? And once the MRT is ready, what is going to happen is government start releasing land. How come the government don't release land much earlier with the announcement of MRT or whatever? Because government also need to make money, right? Because with a more built-up infrastructure, with a more upside potential, our government can actually sell land at a much higher prices, which it is shown in Langtor, in Mayflower, where our Amor and our Langtor Modern will be. Right? You can see the land price is actually a new high. So why am I saying this is you look at the impact of a new MRT line on the new land that is upcoming. So having said that, right, for the East Side, you can see that Cross Island Line, Thomson East Coast Line is our major transformation. And what is going to happen there is along this area, there will have new changes to the land use. Right, and in return, it will also affect those that are existing, right? So take for example, for our Sky Eden and Seneca, we are just about 4 to 5 stops away from our Thomson East Coast Line. And if you are talking about our Cross Island Line, we are just how many stops? 1, 2, 3. We are just 3 stops away. So we are very, very near to all these lines. So rest assured that with all this coming up, your prices will definitely have an impact. All right, just like what Amor did to Panamera, for example. Okay. Oops. Okay. So Existingly, what is nice about this transportation within Sky Eden and of course our Seneca, right, is existingly, even without the new upcoming, we are already super convenient, right? Because we are just 1 to 2 stops away from Changi Business Park. We are 2 to 3 stops from airport and SUTD. And of course, our region, Tampines Region Hub is also 2 to 3 stops. It's really very convenient. Of course, Paya Lebar is also 3 to 4 stops. Everything is like your seat haven't even warmed, you get down already. It's going to be that kind of convenience currently. And eventually, with the 2 new MRT line that is upcoming, it will be even faster, right? So we can link directly all the way to Punggol or all the way to Great World easily, okay? So this is the importance of MRT. And for these 2 projects, we are like super near to the MRT, 3 minutes walk. You 3 minutes walk and then plus 10 minutes to airport. 13 minutes, you almost reach airport already. It's then faster. Yeah. And for Seneca itself, we are also very near. We probably have a direct link way to the MRT station as well. Okay. So upcoming Cross Island line, I think this one we have been went through it. I won't mention some more, but it's just take note that the Cross Island line will link major hubs such as Jurong, Punggol, and the Changi region all together. Okay. So if you guys follow me in my previous training, you know that I always say MRT effect is a major effect on our potential of our property, and properties that's within 1 kilometer to MRT. Now we are not even 1 kilometer. I don't know how many meters only. We always generally enjoy higher rental demand, which because of higher rental volume, and we also have higher rental growth rate and definitely higher capital appreciation. So in transportation, this is the part that you guys have to take note, and you have to sell. You have to sell this transformation in terms of our transport to our client. All right. Second will be our new land growth. You all were asking me, like, still got land? Yeah, in fact, in Bedok, I'm not even talking about like Tanjong Rhu, that area, you know. I'm just going to purely talk about the real eastern region. So, of course, under Bedok transformation, we have the Bayshore transformation. And if you guys know about Bayshore, if you drive along ECP, you will see that the land has already been cleared. It used to be a forested area. So Bayshore will eventually come out with 12,500 housing. Hey, you know that's how big is that, not? 12,500, and it will have about 6,000 HDB flats. Yeah, I like it when we have HDB and private mix, because you understand that with HDB, we will also have our upgraders market. And with upgraders market, then you will have your future demand, right? And besides the whole transformation for Bayshore, they are going to be a car light, and they are going to have al fresco and all. So recently, I just checked the prices for, you know, seaside residences, which is done by us as well. A recent transaction done by them, a resale, have already hit 2003 PSF. 2003 for a resale. So how much you think all this later I will show you will cost? You see, 3.5 plot ratio, meaning they are all very high. All right. And how much all this land will our government start to release and sell? And this likely, like I mentioned to you, you have to understand how our government work, right? Usually they will start when the MRT starts running. And this will probably run very quickly in 2024. And you will see the Bayshore transformation, I think, will be very soon upcoming. All right. And not forgetting, you see, we also have a mixed development plot, which is a similar aspect with our Sky Eden and also our Seneca. But of course, this one will be a much bigger scale, and probably you have to know what kind of prices they will come up to. So why am I sharing with you guys with like all this? Because a lot of you will always face a rejection from your client that say, yeah, am I buying at the highest? Will there be anything else that is upcoming to help me? Well, this actually form your support line. So when they buy at today's price, people will say that, hey, very expensive, or like probably launching, I don't know how much, but I'm just guessing maybe similar to Amor price, or even a little bit higher, since we are mixed development and we are so close to MRT. If you understand that, all this, I told you seaside already at 2003. All these units here will not come cheap. And it will be a ripple effect, you know. Then by the time when this plot, this mixed development plot comes out, right, what is going to happen is, our two mixed development like cheap, you know. So you need to bring that across to your client, all right? So, okay, besides Bayshore, this is just a perspective to let you see. It's going to be like a very exciting place in the east. So we are, like I mentioned, we are not too far. We are in fact very near to them with the MRT. It's just a few stops away. Then let's take a look at Tampines itself. Tampines itself also have a lot of transformation that's upcoming. So, but for Tampines, the major transformation is actually the HDB flats. So in Tampines South, which is where like in between the Bedok Reservoir and the Tampines area, right? This whole area, if you have not been to Bedok Reservoir for a long time, all this used to be also forested area. It's like a greenery, whole big patch. If you come to the overhead bridge, you just cross and take a look. The whole area has been cleared. All nothing already. And they are expecting to build about 8,000 new homes. Of course, we do not know exactly if they are all HDB. I think majority will be. Like I mentioned, this will be the next 10 to 15 years, right? They will start building. In fact, some of them is already under construction, which by the time they TOP will be probably around the same, slightly earlier than us. And then moving forth, 5 years down, they will be our future buyers. Just nice, our SD also hit lah. They can come and buy our place also. All right. So this will be your upgraders market, right? And you can see their MOP, the completion is in 2025 and MOP will be in 2030, right? And all this HDB flat being so new will not be cheap as well. All right. Then we move upwards a little. At Tampines North, we are expecting a total of 21,000. Of course, some of them have already started building, but in a total, 21,000, you know how many is that? How many upgraders will come? And anyway, we only have 300 over units. So eventually, when they want to upgrade, they will be only picking properties from the east side most of the time. Most of the time. Why? Because our life is all surrounded here. You see, I moved from the west to the east. And now that I have a family here, it's so difficult for me to move out of the east. It's so difficult. So I have been here for, I don't know, very long already. Yeah. So eventually, my next place is also still in the east because my kids all study here. Our family's members are all here. All right. So this will again form your future buyers. So take a look. You just take a look. I'm not going to talk so much. They are going to have gardens and it's all going to be very, very pretty. All right. And why did I mention pretty? You know, when the amenities for the HDB is good, when the outlook of the HDB is nice, when it's very convenient, right? What is going to happen? The price is going to increase. People will like to stay, right? Like Dawson, for example, the flats look like private. Look at the prices. Okay, so eventually all these people will make a decent profit and eventually they will have enough money to come and buy your resale, your project, because we will be the newest among them all. All right, so this is Tampines. So if you are really, your client is the very, very scammer, or you yourself is the very, very conservative type. I say, yeah, only these few years after that, what is going to happen? So I give you a very, very long, you know, see very far away, long plan in the East Coast, which is our future Long Island. This is very new. All right. So what is going to happen is we are going to reclaim the land and it will be building in front of whatever that is having the sea view now. And our government also already mentioned that they are going to build houses and probably also reservoir around this area. Right? So this will be eventually your very future support line. All right? So again, the ripple effect will come in and then we will look very cheap again. All right? All right? Oops. So besides the Tampines, Bayshore, now we move back to Changi. Changi is very near to our Tanah Merah, right? So if you look at this triangular plot, all right, where some just right in front of Sunbird and our Upper Changi MRT, they are also going to build housing plan here, and they are going to have, we do not know if it's all going to be public, but we know that they are probably be public and private housing, and this will be in return again from your future buyers. So I've already given you a lot of support line for your future flyer, which in our normal terms, we deem it as your exit plan. This will be your exit plan. When your client buy, because all our client now has been very well trained by us, whenever they buy, they need to have exit plan. And this will be your potential exit plan in the future. All right? Okay, then we move downwards closer to town. Of course, we have our Paya Lebar air-based transformation. And this one is a huge and major town and is equivalent to maybe 5 Toa Payoh town, right? And I think they are set to build maybe about 85,000 houses, mixture of private and HDB for sure. And this again will form a new baseline for our prices in the eastern region. Okay, so don't think that eastern region is going to stop at 2001, 2002. I think we still have a very long runway. So ask your client not to worry. You are definitely not buying at a high. There will be more things that will come out and it will start to push your prices up even further. All right, so that's all for our so-called land, right? So next, let's go into education, which is also another very major factor. So if you look at, I've extracted all the primary school in the East region. These are all the primary school because I'm not touching more on the secondary school and so forth first, because primary school is actually a main driver for our purchase, right? So these are all the primary school in the Eastern region. Take a look. I just extract this out from, where's this, schoolbell.sg. They actually put in 50. I never put 50. I put 25 enough already because very, if not too small. So I put top 25 most popular school based on their 2A1 registration. These are schools that actually faces oversubscription in their 2A1 phase. And out of these 25, 4 of them is in our Eastern region. And 3 of them are super near to our 2 projects, which is Red Swastika, Temasek, and 𝘱能. Bear in mind, Red Swastika and 𝘱能is within 1 kilometer to our Sky Eden. Yeah, 1 kilometer. And what does this mean? Because the number of places in 2A1, 2A2 has been reduced because we want to give more places to 2C, which is, we actually double up. Last time, we only have like 20 places for the 2C. 2C means you got no affiliation, you never do PV, you got no sibling, you got no parents studying in that school type, right? So you are just normal, right? So this usually 2C, you have to go through balloting and they will always pick the one that is within the 1 kilometer. But because of this increase, there is lesser space in 2A1 and 2A2 and the 2B. So meaning the 1 kilometer now become very important because all these people who are oversubscribed, right? 1/3 will go to the next phase and the rest will probably go down to 2C, and which means they need to go through the balloting, right? So being near to good school is very important. So you have seen Amoy Residences. I want to draw reference back to Amoy because it's very new and very fresh, right? So Amoy Residences is near to 2 very good schools, St. Nicholas, Aitong. So they are also the top one. Ours also not too far off. Red Swastika is 82. So we are expecting the same kind of demand and response for people who want to go into Red Swastika and also 𝘱能and Temasek as well. So these are the places that these are the demand that we think is going to come for our project itself. So tell your client the importance of being in the 1 kilometer mark. So let me share with you some of the reputable schools in our vicinity. Of course, we have Anglican High, we have SUTD, we have our Temasek JC, we have our Poly. So a lot of the schools are within here, and I've also put down if they are within 1 kilometer for the primary school to the 2 projects. So SUTD, if you guys understand, is our 4th university in Singapore, right? So what is the effect of a university to our property price? So drawing reference to NUS. So I've been doing the West Coast area quite heavily as well. And if you study the demand of rental in this location, like near to NUS, right, I can tell you I'm always back to back. I have, you know, along the Pasir Panjang, along the West Coast area, there's no MRT, there's no anything, right? But you can see that the demand is always very strong because of the university. University doesn't mean the lecturer only. We also have a lot of students, a lot of this master student that come in, and 3-person can rent a 3-bedroom apartment easily, and they are willing to pay. All right. So the effect of tertiary education on our rental is also very high. Next time, if you want, I can share with you guys more. All right, so other schools will also have our, you see, Red Sautika, Yuneng, I put it down. Fengshan is also within 1 kilometer. Temasek. Then, of course, we also have our, what's that? Our overseas schools, all right, which also form a demand for rental, right? Our expats also need to go to school, right? Expats in Singapore also have children, they need to go to school. And we have 2 very big ones that is in our eastern region, which is United World College and our OSS. These 2 also have a lot of demand for rental, okay? So, third, I'm going to touch on employment. So what employment got to do with our sale of flats? So employment is also equals to opportunity, right, in a way. So what are the east side famous for? Of course, east side, we know we have like the Pasir Ris, we have our wafer fab park, and then industrial area, our Lorong Halus, and also even in the Tampines, we also have some industrial area. But the main one in our so-called eastern region is, of course, our Paya Lebar, our Tampines hub, regional center, right? And of course, our Changi aviation sector. So this Changi aviation sector and our Changi business park is actually the main so-called employment area in the east. And what does it mean to us? It means that people who are working in this location tend to want to stay near, because you very seldom you'll hear like pilots staying in the west. Very seldom, have lah, but very, very seldom. Majority of those that is in the aviation line will probably stay in the eastern region. Because why? Because of the hours that they work, they need to be very near to their workplace, right? Which is, of course, our Changi airport. So what is upcoming in this eastern region, our Changi region, is actually our Changi aviation park. So it's a very major so-called transformation that is upcoming, a major development. So this whole Changi East project, right, it consists of 1080 hectare. I don't know how big is that. It's super big. And this is our biggest expansion in Changi Airport for the last 30 years. So we are going to have, of course, our Terminal 5. And just right in front of our Terminal 5, right, we have a waterfront district where we, again, will have some entertainment. We will also have our ferry terminal that is, so they actually have this fly and then ferry kind of concept. Like you fly, you reach our airport, then you straight away, you can take a ferry to somewhere else nearby in the region, right? Then, of course, we also have our Changi Urban East district. So all this, right, they will form logistic company. We will also have a lot of support company for the aviation line that will be building their business in this area. So some fun fact, I mean, if let's say you talk, your client get a bit bored, you just give them some fun fact. Like the total work in this area is equivalent to 667 football field. And the whole pavement in this development is equivalent to our PIE. So it's very, very, very long and very, very, very big. All right. So this is to demonstrate the size and the extent of this development. Okay. So next, you can have a bigger picture here. So this is our Terminal 5 and our Changi Aviation Park. So this Changi city, right, will consist of the Changi East Urban District and our Changi Business Park. So everything will be linked. So meaning all those companies that will require the support of our aviation, right, will also be locating their business also somewhere in our Changi Business Park. Okay, so look at our Changi Business Park. Okay, let's don't even talk about what is going to come out in the future lah. Currently, our CBD of the East, which is our Changi Business Park, right, is already has a lot of our rental pool that is supporting the people in the East, right? So we have, you can see it is occupying a 71 hectare. Just now I told you it's 1080, right? And this is the 71 is part of it as well. So in this location, we have many big firms and even MNC that have been so-called, they all used to be in town. But then now a lot of them have been shifting their back end to the Changi Business Park area. So like banks like Citibank, Standard Chartered, they all have their back end. Back end means they are IT people coming into the Changi Business Park. And you can see that all these people need a place to stay, need a place to stay. And they are the one that have been renting our Bedok residences, our Bedok Reservoir area, our Tampines area, and even all the way to our Tanah Merah, or even downwards towards our Bayshore location. These are the people who are supporting this area, right? So besides our so-called CPD, you know, healthcare industry is also a very major employment area in industry, right? That will also give rental demand to our location. So we can see that in 2030, there will be a new integrated hospital that will be built. It's somewhere near to the beginning of the reservoir, and you know where is it now? Bedok North MRT. This whole cluster. If you cycle there or if you drive past, you probably only see a mosque there. But eventually, a hospital will be built around here. And you know, hospital, besides employment, the nurses, all this also need a place to rent, right? So like, for example, I do a CMA rental, right? For the past 10 years, I have only been renting to nurses. 10 years. Yeah, they are all working in our Changi Hospital, right? So all this one will form a new demand of rental or even purchase for our places in the East. So of course, besides that, we also have our Changi General Hospital. And if you guys are aware, Changi Hospital has actually put in a new expansion. They have actually done a new expansion recently, and they are serving more than over 1,000 beds, you know, and about 1 million people are using our Changi General Hospital. So like I mentioned, right, my places in Simei, the rental has always been rented to the nurses there. Yeah. So these are the places that, these are the so-called employment opportunity that will actually help the growth of our properties in the East. All right. So having said so much, we also have our recreational upgrade. So recreational upgrade, I won't touch on so much because existingly we already have our East Coast Park, right? East Coast Park is everybody also know lah. And existingly, we also have our Heartbeat. We also have our Tampines Hub existing. So new ones, upcoming will be this new home team clubhouse. This will be along Bedok Reservoir. So if you are jogging along Bedok Reservoir, you can see them building, and it should be completing very soon. So this home team, right? They actually have even like chalets that you can rent. You have maybe function room. They have gym. All this will be upcoming in the Bedok Reservoir area. Then, of course, we also have our Tampines area. We have the Tampines Eco Green and our Pasir Ris Park. If you guys are the otters lover or you like the nature, right? Pasir Ris Park, you can go and chase the otter. I went once, I accidentally met this group of enthusiasts. It's crazy, but it's very interesting. So there's a lot of interesting places that we can go and for recreational in the East. So East side, very strangely, the minute you come to the East side, you feel just very relaxed. Yeah. So for last but not the least, I'm going to touch a bit on the rentability and the inventory of the East. So potential tenant pool in the East, right? We have our, of course, I already mentioned Changi Business Park, our university, our regional center, airport, Paya Lebar, and our expo. Yeah, Expo is also somewhere that a lot of people will come and rent the place from. Then, of course, just now I also mentioned from our hospital and all. Okay, so let's take a look at the rental yield. So I've just picked random pick three that is within the MRT line. So if you look at these three projects, right, Bedok Residence, the Glades, and Grandeur Park Residences, right, these are all within the minutes walk to a MRT, right? And I just plot on based on our recent rental, you can see that even the lowest one is above 3%. And the highest even hit higher than 4.8%. So why am I showing this? Because our current interest rate is floating is about 1.8, fixed is maybe around 2.5. We are still higher than our current interest rate, right? So, and it has been a long time since we hear like 3.5 kind of yield. A lot of our yield, if you buy newer ones, you hardly can hit this kind of rental. But you can see that in the east side, if you are near to the MRT, the rental demand and our rental yield is still very, very strong. So I have extracted some that is currently asking, right? You can see my screen may be a bit small. You can see that in Grandeur Park, a compact 2-bedroom is asking for 3,005 to 3,009. And if our 1-bedroom actually transacted 3,000 to 3,003 is already transacted. You can see from their asking. 2-bedroom, the so-called bigger 2-bedroom, which is the 700, 800 square feet type, right, are all doing at around the 4,000 to 4,005 range. They are all enjoying very, very good yield and very good demand. So far, even like I have units in the Bedok Reservoir area, the 4-bedroom is also like always back to back, right? Always back to back. So the rental there is really very, very strong. So don't have to worry. Tell your client, don't have to worry. There will be, you have to give them the confidence. You cannot just want to sell them. Then they say, hey, next time you have to tell your client, don't worry, right? TOP, I will rent out for you. Sure, I will be the one. Look for me. And you also get some business, right? I realize some of the agents only want to sell. They're very one-minded one. Only want to sell, but they don't want to have future business. So you need to give them the confidence that I won't run away. I will be able to rent out your place for you when it TOP. You know, this is very important as well. Okay. So inventory-wise, I just want to draw your attention back. For the whole of East Side, Bugis, of course, have Bugis, we have some current inventory. But if you look from Lavender downwards all the way to Tanah Merah, all the way to Pasir Ris, all the way to Changi, right? Pasir Ris, we have still a little bit at Pasir Ris 8, but also the inventory is very low. So-called like Aljunied area, we also have a few, not many, really like just less than 20, 30 around that kind, not many. So generally, right, if you look at the whole 10 MRT station in the east, next to the MRT or just minutes walk away from the MRT, we literally have nothing. Zero stocks. So you think we can sell or not? Of course can sell, right? There's nothing for them to buy. Of course we can sell. And even I tell you, even Sky Eden, right? By right also don't have one. We are so lucky that they have decided to change the use. FRASER have decided to change the use from commercial fully to residential to a mixed development. If not, we also don't have this 158 units. So ask your client, don't wait, because you don't have any more land. If you study along this east-west line, basically there isn't also any more land unless it is en bloc. But when it's en bloc, what's going to happen? The price got higher. Today, have you all seen the en bloc news recently? Today, 2 days ago, we have Trump Park. Today, we have Parkview. And previously, we have what? EuroAsia. So the en bloc people are coming back. So eventually, when the east side along this line got nothing, what is going to happen? En bloc is going to happen, no? And one block happen, what happened? En bloc happen, prices go up because no en bloc people will sell cheap. Prices will go up, and what will happen to the client who have bought Sky Eden and Seneca? They will make more money lah. Simple as that, right? So you need to emphasize to your client, there is no inventory in the east-west line. The green, this line, there is nothing, literally nothing. All right. All right, so I have shared with you guys about the potential of the east. Looks like I'm quite in time, on track, good. So let me just, for those who miss out our briefing on Tuesday, let me just roughly run through again what is 𝑘𝐻𝐿𝐿 and Seneca Residence about. So location, if you still don't know, 𝑘𝐻𝐿𝐿 is actually at our old Bedok point, which is 3 minutes walk to the Bedok MRT, and we are next to Bedok Hawker Center. We are minutes walk to Heartbeat, and we are also minutes walk to Bedok Mall, right? Seneca is right next to Tanah Merah MRT. 𝑘𝐻𝐿𝐿, next to it. I think maybe 2 minutes, jump down, you can reach there. And of course, it is very near to our, of course, Simpang Bedok, our East Village, and our Bedok South hawker area. Seneca location, majority are landed cluster. Okay, and of course, Anglican High, also very popular school. All right, so let's touch a bit on 𝑘𝐻𝐿𝐿. 𝑘𝐻𝐿𝐿 is a mixed-use development. It's a mixed development that happens right in the heart of our Bedok Central, and we only have 2 to 4 bedroom, no 1 bedroom. I know some of you guys have been a bit confused going around telling people got 1 bedroom. No 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom to 4 bedroom, and only 158 units with 12 commercial units downstairs. All right, actually these 12 units is an additional convenience, but even without this 12, right, you are also very, very convenient. I think if you stay here, you will grow fat a bit because there's so many good food here, right? And it is also very near. If you cycle to East Coast Park and Bedok Reservoir, is only 8 minutes and 7 minutes cycle. And most importantly, it is within 1 kilometer to Red Swastika, Yuneng, and also Fengshan Primary School. All right. Train MRT stops away from Paya Lebar Central, and to our central area is only about 20 minutes. It's very, very convenient. I think there's no need for me to oversell this because all of you know, but you need to bring it across to our clients, all right, in terms of the minutes and in terms of how fast they are. All right. So you can see this is the part where we are. Okay. So it's a 99 years. The developer is FRASER, District 16, 158 units. So we have 12 units, as I mentioned. It's going to target to launch actually very, very soon. All right. Later, I will touch a little bit more about that. So selling matrix, this one is just our aggregation. All right. So that you guys have a good idea, like, okay, if it is at 2002, our 1 bedroom, a 2 bedroom will start off from what kind of prices? If it is like 2000, what kind of prices will be our 3 bedroom, and so on and so forth. So you can make comparison and you can start selling to your client. Of course, we do not know exactly how much. This is, we guess, but with more kind of results, we do not know where they will eventually hit. And of course, for 𝑘𝐻𝐿𝐿, because the land already belonged to FRASER, we don't have a break-even price. We also don't know. All right. So it's everyone guess, but I think with this matrix, I think it's a good gauge. I think it's a good gauge. All right. So the last thing you want is also to underquote. You know, it makes no sense for us to underquote because even though your client come in, eventually if we underquote too much, they won't come in for the booking as well. So quote at the reasonable price. Convince your client, why is this a reasonable price? Because a lot of new agents, or even not say new, a lot of agents are very scared. You're very scared to quote the price. You always like to quote, maybe you got 2,000. You like to underquote, just so that your client will come with you. But no, actually, I think you need to change this way of thinking. You need to tell them that why this price at 2002, 2003, 2001 is the right price, is the market price, is the done price. And with even at coming in at this kind of pricing, you still have a runway to make money. You have to demonstrate this fact to them. All right, not just try to get them by by sticking a fake carrot of a low price. It doesn't work. It's no use one. No point. Okay? 你白忙一场, you know, waste your time. All right. So sales gallery, please. The Sky Eden sales gallery is not on site. So don't go on site and try to find our show flat. The sales gallery is along Eunos Avenue 3, very near to SingPost. So MRT is here. You come down, SingPost is here. There's an empty plot around here. Okay, so just Avenue 3, this is the place.